Hello, I hope you all are doing fine. So today I'll cover the product strategy chapter. As you know, that we have to continue classes through online. So I'm going to record this session for you, and then you just try to listen and understand. And if you have any question, I'll try to answer your queries tomorrow at the designated time. So as I say to you, the chapter is about product strategy and it's one of the 4P. So product, price, place, promotion. So this chapter is very important. So the product strategy chapter, the I have already covered the few slides. So I'll go to the slide number. If you can remember the slide number, I think it's the slide number of. Just let me see the slide number is actually is bit not visible, but I just count for you. Is 2 3 is slide number 6. Yeah, slide number 6. So here you see that there is called the levels of product, the 5 levels of product. So we already talked about that. So for every product there are 5 levels. So the core, benefit, basic, expected, augmented, and then the potential product. So the core benefit is for example, a hotel, their sleep and rest is called the core benefit. And if we talk about the basic product, is the all the basic product, like they have a room, a toilet, a bath, a towel, huh? But if you talk about the expected product, it's just you expect that the towel would be clean, the toilet would be very clean. You expect the AC would be operating. Augmented product are it is basically the features we provide to the customers for positioning our brand. So if we for about that complimentary services, Wi-Fi, any complimentary offer. And the potential product is the product which you give for positioning the brand, and to compete with the other brand. It's mostly covers the surprising gift or any coming back gift, like if they come back you will give certain discount or other very surprising gifts you offer to them to make them loyal to your brand. And then we have slide number 8, the product classification. So this is basically you can divide the product in terms of three ways. It's called product classification. So we divide it in terms of 3 ways: durability, tangibility, and uses. So in terms of durability, we have 2 types: durable and non-durable. So the non-durable goods are which are going to finish very soon. So for example, shampoos, soaps, which are very not going to very stay very long time. And if you talk about the durable goods, this is actually, for example, the refrigerator, the television, car. These are durable goods. And in terms of tangibility, we can divide it in terms of tangible, intangible. So the tangible goods are which are very physically, you can touch it, you can see it, but intangible which you cannot see. So it means the services. So service is very intangible. So the example would be any hair salon, any the hospital services, the school services. So these are services. And the use is basically the purpose of uses. Is it business uses or is it individual uses? So personal uses. So in terms of that, we can also divide the products in terms of uses. Then we have consumer goods classification. As I said, uses. It can be individual purpose uses, it can be business purpose uses. So in terms of consumer goods, like individual purpose uses, it you can call it as consumer goods. So you can divide it in terms of 4 ways: convenience, shopping, specialty, and unsought. So the convenience goods, what are convenience goods? The convenience goods are, for example, which you buy very conveniently, which you don't think about too much before buying it. So the example can be soft drinks, soaps, newspapers. And the shopping goods are where you give you time to compare, and you compare with the price, quality, and other features. So the example would be any sort of toothpaste, shampoos, perfumes. So, these are actually shopping goods. But if you talk about specialty goods, this is actually you really take time to compare, because these are specialty goods and these are designer level brands to some extent, a very expensive type of goods. And answered goods are where you don't think too much about it, like you'd really think of not to buy it. And the example could be any sort of life insurance, any sort of symmetry plots, and the gravestones. So this about the consumer goods classification. Then you come to this industrial goods classification. As I said, in terms of purposes of uses, there is two types: consumer goods and industrial goods, which is also business goods. So we can call it industrial goods classification. So there are three types. One is material and parts. Second is capital items. Third is repairing or supplies and services. So the first one, material and parts. So you can divide it in two parts: raw material and manufactured material and parts. So the raw material can be again two types. The first one is farm products. For example, livestock, wheat. Wheat doesn't like also like cotton, wheat, cotton, livestock product. So these are farm product, but these are raw material. But if you talk about natural product, this is fish, crude oil, petroleum, iron. So this is part of first one, material and parts. The first one I talked about material. So you can divide it in two types: raw material, but raw material as in farm product, and also raw material as in the natural product. Then comes to the parts, manufactured material and parts. So you can divide it as also two ways. One is component material, another one is component part. Component material example would be iron, yarn, cement. So the component material would be iron, yarn, cement. And component part, we call it motor, tires. So for a vehicle, we need tire, we need motor. So these are component parts. But if you talk about component materials, so the iron, the yarn, cement, these are actually the material for also producing the finished goods. So you need iron, you need yarn for producing a fabric. So these are component material, and one is component parts. Second one is capital items. Capital items, we need factory, we need equipments, we need certain offices, and we need certain computers. So these are all capital items. So capital item can be also into two types: installation, the first one, and the second one is equipments. So the installation, the example would be factories and offices. And you talk about equipment, the example would be computers, generators, elevators. Yeah. And the third one is, we call it supplies and business services. So supplies example would be in terms of the repairing. So we need certain repairing services also in business goods. So for example, we need lubricant. We need paintings. So like, just take a look. So these are the example of supplies and business services. And then the most important topic comes product differentiation. So as the chapter is about product strategies, we call it like, for a brand, for a seller, it's very important to differentiate your product. So there are different tips you can differentiate your product. So there are about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 tips. The first one is product form. So the product form is, you can differentiate your product in terms of size, shape, and the physical structure. So for example, the form, and as I said, is about the size, it's about the shape. Yeah. So for example, if you talk about a bottle of a water brand, if we talk about Aquafina, if we talk about Mom, so two bottle are different shape, right? Two bottle has two different shapes. So this is form differentiation. Features are the products, in the how the product is differentiated. So in terms of, if we talk about of the same product, like if you talk about the cold drinks, one is Pepsi, one is Coca-Cola, right? Two cold drinks, toward they are the black cold drinks. But if you talk about Pepsi and Coca-Cola, two cold drinks has two different flavor, two different ingredients. So these are features. Performance quality talks about so performance in terms of four ways: low, medium, average, and high. Like low, average, high, and superior. So these are the performance um, ways. Like there are different four types of performance. So we call it that the level of product performance in terms of these four stages. So this is called performance quality. But conformance quality is very important. Conformance quality is coming from the consumers. So the performance talks about when the product's expectation meets the performance. So consumer had an expectation of the product performance. When the expectation met, then we call it conformance quality. Okay, and then the durability is the time limits for a product performance, like for how long the product will stay or will operate. So if you talk about particular furniture, we call it like, oh, it will at least run for 10 years, within 10 years. Or like for a TV, for any sort of AC, we call it like this will stay for about 10 years, 5 years, yeah, at least. Reliability, the other one. Reliability, we say like for about a year or 2 years. Within these 2 years, no damage will happen. Reliability is the time period where you will give the guarantee that within this time period there will be no particular damages. But repairability is the feasibility of repairing the product and services. Look, the easiness. There are a lot of technological product where the repairing is a bit difficult. So the repairability is also one of the very differentiation tools. I say that my TV, if it repairing, is also feasible and available. So that's also differentiation tools. The style, the other one. The style is the look of the product. So it's very important. How you design your product is the style of the product. It also differentiation tools. The other one, customization. Nowadays we offer customization to differentiate our product. So as I said many times, the example would be any type of shoe like Nike, Adidas. They say it customization, and this very much differentiate the product from the competitors, right? And then the other topic, which is slide number 13, we call it service differentiation. So I'll just go after one by one. So in terms of services, if you talk about a restaurant, if you talk about a saloon, so they can differentiate the services in terms of ordering ease. If it is online, if it is offline, doesn't matter. Ordering is how easy it is to order. Second one is delivery. Third one is installation, customer training, and then customer consultation, maintenance and repair, and then the last one, return. How easy it's returning option. So these are the services differentiation options. So if I give you this question, you just tell me that for differentiating the services, these are the various example. And just remember these options, because I can give you MCQ question. Like installation is one of the differentiation tools for products. Is it true or false? It's definitely false, because installation is required for the services. So just remember and try to think in various ways for the MCQ question, as the MCQ is set for Tuesday. And then the design is a totality of features that affect the way a product looks, feels, and functions to a consumer. Yeah, so the design is very much one of the tools that differentiate the product. So for example, a chair, yeah, office chair. If you sit in a chair, and the shape of the chair, the comfort level of the chair, the extra features you give to the chair, so that's all with different functions of the design. And design is very much related to anything. For a cell phone, if you talk about a cell phone, right, how it looks, right, how fashionable, like how you know It's fashionable in, is in like in terms of very cool design, right? It's also your type, me type. It's just me type. Like in terms of the color, it's also the design of the product. And then if you look about the luxury brand, slide number 15, luxury brand talks about when you just um, when you want to position the brand in terms of the high-end product. So these are the characteristics in terms of quality, uniqueness, craftsmanship, heritage, authenticity, and history. So these are the various tools you can think about when positioning a luxury brand. And there are a guideline for positioning the luxury brand. So there are 10 guidelines. I'll just read for one or two. So for example, number one is called that maintaining a premium image for luxury brand is crucial. Controlling that image is the priority. Yeah, because you know the if you really position your brand as a premium brand, so it's really difficult for maintaining the positioning. So you need to just keep your focus to controlling that image, and you should set your priority to hold that position for that particular brand. And the number two, luxury branding typically includes the creation of many intangible brand association and an aspirational image. Right. If you talk about a very luxury brand like Rolex, you know, watch. If you talk about a car brand, you know, so all the luxury brand, they create their position in terms of very aspirational. So people want to have a dream about buying this brand. One, you know, like the for the middle class people, so they aspire, they always think about buying this luxury brand. So this creates a brand association, and we try to associate our brand in terms of various intangible things, right? We try to assemble our brand in terms of celebrity, in terms of different other brand, like if you talk about a brand called Coach, right? If you talk about a brand called Louis Vuitton, so they associate their brand in terms of various products. They have accessories, they have perfume, they have for clothing items, so cosmetics even. So these various items they try to assemble. So this is called the um, intangible tools to assemble our brand, intangible brand association. And also intangible because the mindset, you try to give consumers a thinking that is very luxury brand, and people thinking in very different ways. So it's just the brand positioning in their mind. So in terms of this way, we call it intangible brand association. Yeah. So just take a look. There are 10 guidelines for marketing a luxury brand. And it's also instruction for your term papers. If you really want to bring a product of a luxury brand, you can think about this guideline. Yeah. Now slide number 17, this is about the product hierarchy. I'll just think about an example for this product hierarchy. So this is in general a very a family brand, and then in between what are the very specific product you offer. So for example, need family, the example would be security. Security is a need. Yeah, we call it need family. But what is called product family? Savings and income is the is a need family. So savings and income coming from a need family. So product family is the all the product classes that can satisfy a core need. So in a product family, all the product classes. So security is a need, and savings and income is a product family of a need family. So for giving you security, I have different savings and income policy which can give you security. Yeah. So the need family take we are saying that is savings and income is a product family, and from product family we are dividing to a product class. So for example, financial instrument is an example of a product class which is coming from a product family. And then the product line is coming from a product class. So if you look at the example, product line example, life insurance, right? Life insurance is definitely one of the financial instrument, and if that financial instrument is one of the tools of emergency income, and that is also serving my securities need. So product line A, we're talking that life insurance is an example of product line. And the product type, you see, the product type is the example is the life insurance, and then we call it term life insurance. The term life insurance is a product type. And the item is the last one, Prudential Renewable Term Life Insurance. Prudential Renewable Term Life Insurance, and this is something we call it an item, which is very specific, and this can help you to serve your need, which was security. So again, I'm telling you, need family is a security, product family is savings and income, product class is financial instrument, product line is life insurance, product type is term life insurance, and item is Prudential Renewable Term Life Insurance. Then slide number 19, product mix. Product mix has 4 tools. The number 1 is the width, second is length, third is depth, fourth is consistency. Let me give an example. Width is a number of product lines a company offer. So to give an example, I can mention the example of Square Foods and Beverage. So if you check their company, you see that this food and beverage company has 4 product line. One is Radhuni, one is Ruchi, one is Chashi, and another one is, I guess, Moja or something. So these are four product line. So this is called weight. Weight is the total number of product lines a company carries. Number 2 is the length. Length is the total number of product in the product mix. So for example, Radhuni has various types, Ruchi has various types. So altogether, if you think about 35 items, I'm just giving an example, just you can check. So for example, I'm guessing is maybe 35. So this is the total number of products in a product, all the product line it carries. So it's called length. Depth is called the varieties in a product line. So Radhuni has different varieties. So if you check the website, so you'll see that Radhuni has they have basic spices, they have ready mix, they have pulses and cereals, they have edible oil. And in terms of basic spices, they have 5. In terms of ready mix, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. So these are the ready mix. So these are the variation. So yeah, so look at their examples. They have various types. So this is called the depth of the product mix. The consistency is just as like you see the Radhuni, we have this Ruchi, and we have this Chashi. So you can see that Radhuni is focusing on these spices and the ready mix. Ruchi is focusing on this chewing range, like chutney and then jam and then chanachur. Chashi is focusing on this rice and other stuff. So these are very much related, right? And the distribution strategy is very much similar, because we can sell it to a single retail store. So I can distribute all of them together to different retail store. So that is called the consistency of different product lines. So these are very much consistent. Yeah. Now I'm moving on to this product mix pricing, the slide number 21. And the product mix pricing has a different option. The first one is the product line pricing. As I said, the the Radhuni example, the Chashi example. So these are product line pricing. So they look at their product price and the range of the pricing. So for example, it starts with the minimum quantity. For example, is about 20 taka, so 20 to 120 for example. So this is the product line pricing, is the range of the all the product items they have in a particular product line. Optional feature pricing. Optional feature pricing, we call it, so for example, I sell a cell phone, but I tell you that I have a particular, you know um, SD card for you. You can buy it with it. Then the price would be a bit increased. If you don't buy it, you can avoid it. So it's just optional feature pricing. And then product bundling pricing. This is something you can see it in a trade fair. They give you a bundle of product in a very affordable price. So you mix and match the product, and you set a very affordable price. So this is called product bundling pricing. Captive product. Captive product is something, for example, um, we have a very, the main product. Like if we talk about, um, um, you know for example, a razor. A razor needs a blade. Huh. So this can be to some extent a captive product example. And the byproduct pricing. Byproduct pricing is something, um, so for example, rice. Rice has, um, you can sell it, as the rice, but the the crude of the rice, the, the thing that when the rice is, what's the term, like when you just clean the rice. So right after the, you know paddy, and we convert it, we clean it, and we make, we can have the rice, and we're going to have the other thing, and we can use it for coming up with the paper and other things. So these are called byproduct pricing. And then, so if you talk about the byproduct pricing, it's just the, um uh, yeah, the production of certain goods, meats, petroleum products, and other chemicals, often yields that byproducts that should be priced on their value. So we have the main product and we have the byproduct. So the byproduct is actually the thing we can have in a second uses, actually, but the main product is actually is also sold. So but you can use it in an also, for a second term uses, and you can also sell it. So I hope you understand that. Byproduct pricing. And the two-part pricing has, the other one is just, you have fixed cost and you have variable cost. So the example with the amusement park is, if you go to amusement park, you see you need to give them entry fee, which is very fixed cost, and based on the ride you choose, you give the variable cost. So this is called two-part pricing. Yeah. And then we call co-branding. Co-branding is the branding of joining two firm, two brand. So, and it why do it? We do it just to get a rebranding ourselves, or if we face a different trouble in our brand. So to remove that trouble, we can join two brand. So as you see, the slide is saying that it can be same company, it can be joint venture, it can be multiple sponsored, it can be retail brand. So that it is called co-branding. Then it's also called ingredient branding. So the ingredient branding is also possible. So for example, I mentioned an example of, what do you call it? 100 বছরের পুরনো আয়ুর্বেদিক formula. And you remember the brand, which they mentioned, the formula is called ingredient. They are focusing on the ingredient of their brand, and this becomes ingredient branding. Okay. And then we have this, um, packaging is very important, the packaging. So ultimately a packaging can attract the consumer. So packaging has also different color. So you can see a guideline, there are different colors, meaning red is a color which symbolizes excitement, energy, passion, courage, and being bold. So if we use a red color, we can define our product in that way. Orange determines the friendliness and fun. Yellow determines the sun and is equated with warmth and joy and happiness. And the blue, yeah, the blue is the color of the sky and the sea, and as associated with dependability, trust. Black is seen as classic, strong, and very balanced. And if you talk about white is uh, positioned as purity, innocence, and cleanliness. It's definitely, we know that color is this way are positioned. So whenever you are doing your term paper, and if you talk about a product and its packaging, and you choose a different color, so remember this color's meaning to position your brand, as the chapter is about product strategy, right? And then the other slide is talked about labeling, warranties, and guarantees. So the definition of labeling is the term you say, the statement. It's just the description of the product. So all the description, all the things you put on the package is called labeling. And then warranties is the statement you give for the having the expectation from the consumer, like I give you this warranty for 1 year, and I bet you nothing will happen, but if anything happen, you can have this warranty, and you can have your services, like you can repair it, replacement, or refund. Huh. So this is like warranty. This is just not completely giving you a confirmation, but we call it like within this time period, if something happen, you can have a services from us. Huh. So the warranty is another option. And guarantee is something like a promise of general or complete satisfaction. So I tell you that I give you this guarantee that nothing will happen, or if anything happen, I have this warranty for you where you can just change the items. So the guarantee is the expectation you give to the consumer that is going to really satisfy your need. So that is guarantee. You give to the consumer that a conformance to the quality. So this is in total the slide I give you in terms of product strategy. I mentioned all the topics, and if you see the learning objective, the learning object, the first one was what are the characteristics of product and how do the marketers classify product. We already talked about that. The characteristics of product, tangibility, intangibility, uses, and we can classify